Still under green here at Talladega. Matt Kenseth trying to pull his line to the front. Here's the Team Tylenol safety package. Those cells are composed of a soft, flame-resistant bladder filled with foam to reduce fuel sloshing and the chance of an explosion in the event of a crash. They have done their job today.
Yes, they have. A job well done by the fuel cells.
You guys can stop testing that anytime.
Whoa,
that's about 4 wide. Yes.
Careful, boys. Careful.
Time to go through the field, presented by Speed Pass from Exxon and Mobil. And here at Talladega, it's more like around the field. Dave Burns.
Ryan Newman finally leading laps and gaining bonus points this morning. His luck started early when in the inspection line, car chief Alex Query found a very small cut in the right rear tire of their car. Just doing his job, he pointed it out to NASCAR officials. They agreed that they should change that tire before the race. So we've already seen what small cuts can do on this fast racetrack. Marty?
Well, Dave, coming into today, Matt Kenseth was 9th in the championship, trailing by 124. He's very aware of the other people behind him having problems or ahead of him in the championship standings. They made no changes on the last stop. Matt loves the car, likes it especially when it's out front. His teammate Carl Edwards doing an outstanding job. In third position right now, Bobby Hudson, his spotter's the best coach in the world. He's saying, Carl, you're doing a terrific job, buddy. He wants to work to the middle lane. Obviously, we're in single file now, but when we're in traffic, he says, I want to be in that middle lane, Dave.
Brian Vickers having a very good run in a former Jimmy Johnson car. His teammate, they rebodied and repainted that car as the 25, and he's been having good success on only taking right side tires. Make him into play later. Alan?
Dale Jarrett started second, dropped back in the field, mostly in that trouble avoidance mode. Dale saying he has a very good race car. He thinks he can win. He just needs to be there at the finish. Ricky Rudd took fuel only on his last stop to get himself some track position. Led for a little while. His crew chief Fatback McSwain says if the day gets really hot and the track gets slick, that'll play to their advantage. It's pretty warm right now, Matt.
Sterling Marlin running in the 7th position. He's won here twice. His final race working with Tony Glover. They've had so much success on the plate tracks through the years. 2 tires on the last stop. Meanwhile, Chase driver Tony Stewart has worked his way back up to 8th. He's overcome a lot of problems today, trying to get that car back to the point and earn more laps today. Marty?
About a bit of small concern for Jamie McMurray's team. We saw some smoke earlier when he came off turn 2. Actually, they think they have a plastic bag of some sort stuck up underneath the right front of the car. That's where the smoke is coming from. Jamie, very committed to that high line still. He dropped back earlier. He gave up about 15 positions so he could get in position on that top line. Cannot stand the bottom of the racetrack, Dave.
Good run today for Casey Kane in his 4th start here at Talladega. All day long, the notes on his car, no changes, no changes, no changes. He runs in that 2nd pack. Marty?
Scott Wimmer is doing a terrific job today, Dave. Remember, he finished 3rd in one of his first restrictor plate races at Daytona in the 500. He came on the radio earlier, said we've had 2 close calls, and we missed both of them. I love the way the car is handling, much better than it was earlier today, Matt.
Dave Blaney restarted 19th, now up to 12th. Earlier, he said the cockpit was filling up with smoke, wasn't sure what the issue was. That's gone away. Then he felt like he had a right front tire going down. Turns out he had a slow leak in the left front. Meanwhile, the 01 in Nemechek, who's finished 13th, 31st, and 15th in the plate races this year, is having a solid run, trying to work his way back up to the front. AB?
Martin Truex Jr. used some strategy and a decent race car to get up front and run with the leaders. He called in on the radio and said, hey, run up front's fun out here. Long pit stop last time, though, overheating. They wanted to get the car cooled down, Marty.
Alan, Travis Quapple has done a wonderful job. He flat-sided the right side of the car earlier, making contact with the wall under that 2nd caution. The car has been great, and they've done a good job of getting him back up through the field, handling very well. Ken Schrader doing a good job, too. He finished top 10 when we were here back in May. The seat for Schrader not doing such a good job. Very hot. They poured water on it earlier, and since the water's gotten a little too hot for Schrader's backside. Now we're going to talk about which car they are. Jeff Green, you see the right front damage? How about this for these guys? They got right front damage earlier. They have repaired it, and the car has come back up through the field, running very well right now, Alan.
Just a few laps ago, Kevin Harvick's spotter called him on the radio and said, hey, some of these guys that are passing you, they've got wreck damage. Is there anything wrong? Kevin said, have you seen what's happened today? These guys just don't realize how many laps there are left in this thing. Dave?
Jeremy Mayfield's crew has worked on that left rear fender damage. The crush panels were actually separated from the outside fender, so they had to do some taping underneath that fender. So far, it's held together. They've had to adjust the chassis to react to it, and just told Jeremy, you got to drive it the way it is. Matt?
Mike Wallace in the 4 car rounding out the top 20. The car was tight earlier. He's been going back and forth between Bobby Labonte for that 20th position. Labonte's car, fuel only in the last stop. He was tight. AB.
Tony Raines has soldiered on through a couple of contact incidents on the racetrack. Got a little nicked up in one of the earlier wrecks, but he's hanging on there in the lead lap. Started 43rd. You see he's in 22nd. Says his car is not driving backwards.
Another guy hanging out at the back is a 32 of Bobby Hamilton Jr. He's just hanging out back there with the 7 of Gordon, the 97 of Busch. What's up with Robbie, Marty?
Robbie Gordon trying to soldier his way through some problems that started very early today in the 7 car. He said one of the fender braces that holds up the windshield, the rivets started coming out of it. They were going to bolt them back in or rivet them back in during a caution. They decided not to do that. They have been struggling with a race car that just will not turn all afternoon long. Matt?
Now, we've been documenting Kurt Busch's issues. Now, nothing recent about that right front suspension issue that we were talking about earlier. He's just trying to hold on like several other drivers, just try to make the most of this day. His brother, the 5, right behind him.
And his brother in the 5 car is 21 laps down.
Whoa, Jamie McMurray was... yeah, he was. I don't know if he was getting pushed by the 07 of Blaney or what, but he had that tail hanging out.
Caution for debris on the backstretch. Caution is out.
And you've seen all these cut tires today, that's why. And that is a big piece of debris.
Now you got a lot of race cars out there that are taped together right now too, and at this speed it just blows the tape off and then blows the bodywork off.
So 108 laps are complete.
DJ run over.
And last time by, 3 of the chasers, Ryan Newman, Matt Kenseth, and Carl Edwards. Right there, running 1, 2, 3. Tony Stewart in 8th. Jeremy Mayfield in 17th. Kurt Busch, 25th, the last car on the lead lap.
Pit road's closed. Pit road's closed.
Pit road is closed this time. We'll get in a break. You're watching the NASCAR Nextel Cup chase for the championship.